Chapter 17, Example 1. Of all cars on the interstate, 80% exceed the speed limit. What proportion of speeders might we see among the next 50 cars? So in order to do this, we want to look at the normal model if possible. So we begin by checking the conditions. The 50 cars can be considered representative of all cars on the highway. And 50 cars are less than 10% of all cars on the highway. So there we've checked the first two conditions. The expected number of speeders, which will be 50 times 0.8 or sample size times the probability of a speeder, equals 40. And non-speeders, which would be the sample size 50 times the probability of a not speeder, 0.2, equals 10. These are both at least 10. So, we can use the normal model for the sampling model of the proportion of speeders in 50 cars. Our probability is 0.80 that we get a speeder, and sigma is the square root of 0.8, probability of success, times 0.2, its complement, over 50, the sample size. This will equal 0.057. So let's see what this distribution looks like. We're not finding a specific z-score. We probably want to look and see what the curve looks like itself. We'll start by giving the normal model, which is n 0.8, 0.057. So our curve, our proportion of speeders from 50 has a mean of 0.8. We have our standard deviation 0.57. So we go to 3 standard deviations. And we go ahead and sketch in that empirical rule that we saw way back in Chapter 4. So now we want to describe this. This is talking about the speeders. So according to the normal model, we expect 68% of the samples of 50 cars to have proportions of speeders between 0.743 and 0.857. Furthermore, 95% of samples of 50 cars should have proportions between 0.686 and 0.914 on average. And finally, 99.7% of samples of 50 cars would be expected to have proportions between 0.629 and 0.971.